Let's go. You okay?
I'm okay. How you doing today, Wes?
Not bad. Thanks for having me.
No. I, I'm happy to have you. So yeah, I was doing some research on you. You've been in the wrestling business for 14 years. Is that
Yeah,
true?
I believe, what month are we in now? Yeah,
Yeah,
when we
it
get,
says
I
you
think
started.
October, middle of October. When we get the middle of October, that'll be my start of my 14th year.
Wow. Okay. I love the accent. I,
Oh,
I
thank you.
love the London accent.
That's a Yorkshire accent. So
Okay.
there's not
So,
many. There's not many of us in the. Well, there's Ridge Holland, who's from Yorkshire.
mhm.
Um, uh, there's not been many of us. Hopefully, there'll be some more Yorkshire wrestlers in the WWE and so forth.
Oh, cool. So, yeah, tell me, how did you get into the wrestling business?
So me, I was always a fan as a kid. I went to training when I was very young, maybe 14 or 15 years old.
Okay,
Because in England, people start very young.
yeah.
Uh, but then the month I got there, I think someone from the council came and changed the policy so that you have to be over a certain age. So I
Ooh,
only got to train there for like maybe 2, 3 weeks. So went to university, tried to do all the normal stuff, and then
okay,
when I graduated, so I stopped wrestling. I'd only trained for that 2 weeks, and
okay.
then when I graduated university, like 10 years later, someone saw me with a wrestling T-shirt on.
Hmm.
And they said, "Do you want to come to a wrestling school with me
Okay.
tomorrow?" So I got this person's random phone number. We met up at the bus station all the way over. Like we got a train all the way to the neighboring city, then got a bus to the wrestling school. That was my first session, and it was all fitness. I was more into fitness then. It was all
Okay.
fitness, which I enjoyed. But the person that I went with didn't like fitness. They just wanted the theatrics and the and
Okay.
all that.
Yeah.
So in the end, it ended up just being me. So I was the one who went back the next week on my own, and I just carried on, and I've slowly. The good thing, I suppose, is I've improved every year, which I
Cool.
think if there was ever a time where I felt like I was getting worse, I probably would have
Hmm.
stopped a long time ago.
Oh. And it says here you were a grapple referee. Were the
Yep,
champion. You also a tag team champion. Then you went to GPW and became an intercontinental champion.
that was ages ago. Wow, yeah.
And then you went over to T TCW
Yep, title wrestling.
and you became a tag team champion over there also.
Yeah,
And then you won the TCW World Championship. And then you went to the UK wrestling and became a tag team champion again. You've been a
thank you.
champion like a lot of times.
Yeah, I think a lot of those were like trainee schools and academies.
Okay.
I suppose I've prided myself of like I'll join like a wrestling school, like I joined grapple wrestling, and I just turned up every week, got better and better and better, and became like their champion. Then a local company. You've probably heard this story a million times. Like you've just got to be ready to go at any time. That Tidal Wrestling, I think somebody pulled out last minute and
Hmm.
happened to be local, so they got me in. I got to wrestle some big names there, your Kirby's, your Jack Gallagher, and then Luckily, I put on a decent performance, so they invited me back.
Okay.
Became a tag team champion there.
And then you in like a tag team, and your tag team name was the Lion Kings.
Yeah, because I was at the time I was doing more of so I've got Ugandan heritage. I was born in Uganda in
Yeah,
East
yeah.
Africa. So I was
Okay.
doing more of a flavor of like my African given name is Nsereko. So I was doing like the Ugandan warrior. I was
Okay.
coming out to Toto Africa. So then that mixing with a guy I wrestled with at Grapple Wrestling, we became the Lion Kings, which we were quite successful. We were doing really well. And then I branched out to do some more single stuff, which
Mm-hmm.
was a risk. But then luckily I was on the TV show.
Okay.
And after that, I've like I've the last 2 years have been the most hectic, busy, craziest schedules of my life. Like I can count on my hand how many weekends I've had off. Like
Good
just
God.
wrestling. I've been enjoying it. There's been sacrifices along the way, so I've sacrificed a lot of my social life. Like
Ooh.
I've lost. Like I'm single now. Like I was just so busy, I didn't have time to be in a relationship. I suppose I was taking a hit like mentally because I was just exhausted from work, and I'm an online PT as well. But I've enjoyed it because I don't want to be in my 70s, 80s regretting it that I didn't go for it. So the last 2 years I've gone for it.
So, have you just wrestled in London, or have you been to other places like overseas, like Japan, America, USA?
No, I've only wrestled mainly in UK.
Okay.
I would love to wrestle in Japan and North America. I've wrestled in Uganda. I don't know if you've heard of soft ground wrestling.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so I've been in touch with them a lot, obviously, because I was born there.
Okay.
So I've been talking to them for a while, and then finally last year in November, I got to go out and wrestle there. I got
Wow.
to
Okay. Right.
coach as well, which was good. I just got back from America. I was in Orlando for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was awesome. I got to train with Ace Steel,
Wow.
Spud, over at Fighting Spirit with the Grizzled Young Vets, Pete
Oh,
Dunne. I got to train at the Dungeon with Natty and TJ. That was awesome.
oh, no way.
Um, Ace Steel at the Foundation of Pro Wrestling. Got to train with him for 2 weeks. Got to meet some amazing people, and it really just ignited me to keep going. Because I'm getting on now. My age is getting on.
Hey,
I've
come
got
on.
a lot of things that I think my problem is I like to do too much. So like I do ultra marathons. I'm an online PT. I'd like to do the high rocks. I like to do fitness challenges. I'm always like doing something every weekend. And so I think after I got back from Orlando, I'm trying to like take stock and like, right, I need to try and refocus because I get real FOMO. Like if someone says, Wes, do you want to come do this 73-mile race in the hills? I'm like,
Wow.
oh
No.
yeah, let's do
No.
it.
Wow. Yeah, that is that is crazy.
I'm a bit crazy. I think you have to be a pro wrestler. Like you have to have something in your brain that like you're just willing to take a few more
Yeah,
risks
yeah,
than
I
you.
think you do. So, so you train in America also, and in Britain, and in London. What
Yeah,
is
that was the
it?
first time I trained in America. So
Okay. So tell me, is there any difference you can feel or do for
mm,
American wrestling or the London wrestling?
I think because of social media, a lot of people have the same kind of like mindset when it comes to pro wrestling training. We're able to share ideas, and there's a lot of
Right.
wrestlers over here that travel over there and bring back knowledge and vice versa. I think when you get down to the nitty gritty, maybe we're more interested in the technical aspect.
Okay.
Because I've trained with some of like Johnny Saint, Marty Jones, Dave Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were more technical in that sense. But then you can probably go to some gyms over in America, and the one thing I noticed is you Americans love to be the do you know what, the center of attention. Like I went to training schools, everyone was like loud and in your face, and even like some of the feedback I got was like, you need to be a bit more, bring that energy. Like when I'm in a training environment, I'm just there to graft, do my work. For me, it's when I'm in front of a crowd and the red light comes on. That's when the entertainment Wesley
Okay.
comes on, which I've noticed. That is the biggest difference I've noticed when I go to like an American wrestling school. Everyone seems to be on the whole time. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's just guys' culture characteristics. Whereas over here, I think we're a bit more humble. We're a bit more reserved. We're there. We'll do his work. We'll take on the feedback. But then, don't get me wrong. When the light goes on, we've got
Oh yeah.
people
Yeah.
out here who turn it on. But that's the biggest difference. I think it's probably just the way we're brought up and the way we play sports in schools and colleges. It's you guys seem to like going
Yeah.
that extra.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do in America. And I also read that you did a TV show. Called,
Yeah, so I think you guys yours is starting soon. Gladiators. I think the Miz is hosting.
really? They're
Yeah, the Miz
bringing
is
her back.
there. So it's the Gladiators, which was big in the
Yeah,
'90s.
it was big in the 90s. So
Yeah, I think there was a Netflix series that came on recently, like
okay.
the behind the scenes. So in 2024, I um, I just applied to be a gladiator because for me, gladiators and pro wrestling is the exact same. It's a bit of theatrics, some action. The gladiators are a bit like the wrestlers. The contenders are like the plucky underdogs. So I applied to be a gladiator, and then they liked the look of me. I had the dreadlocks. I do all this long distance running. I do wrestling. So they invited me to be a standby.
Okay.
And then once again, I think because I'm reserved and I'm not like really in your face, they didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what to expect from me. But then somebody got hurt, and I think from speaking with the like staff or whatever, that I think they knew that because of pro wrestling, I'm a bit more durable. So they kind of was like, let's put Wesley in there and see how he does. I got all the way to the final.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that you went to all the way to the grand final.
Yeah, I was pretty beat up. Like I'm surprised I got there myself. Um, a bit of luck, but I think sometimes I get frustrated when people say luck because when I think about it, like it's the last 15 years of my life I've dedicated to training, so
Yeah.
it can't all be luck. Like some
No.
of it, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I had to show up. I had to have some of the skill to get it done when
Oh yeah.
I was able to handle the pressure as well at some point. So I got all the way, but unfortunately, my body was pretty beat up
Oh good
in
God.
the final. So I stumbled at the last hurdle, but it was a good story. It's a good
Yeah.
story.
So when you did that, who was the most hardest gladiator you faced?
It was all dependent on the events because some events it was about speed, which you don't want to go against Nitro, like on the wall. He's like an Olympic sprinter.
Ooh.
And
No.
I had
Oh
Apollo on the edge, um, which was like balance and tackling. And
yeah. Hmm.
he played for the New England Patriots and he played rugby union over here. So you can
Okay.
imagine running into someone who's played American football.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't fun. And then you've just got some units. You've got Giant, which is I don't know. Is he 6'7"? He might be bigger.
6,
So I was
7.
going. Yeah, so I was going against some absolute units at Duel, which is just one-on-one, you going against them, which I think that's kind of how I probably got to the final, because I'm a bit of jack of all trades. Like I've got the speed, I've got a bit of power, got a bit of agility. So I managed to display. I'll be honest, I've been a little bit frustrated that like I was on BBC, on Gladiators, in front of, I think one of the episodes got over 9 million viewers.
Wow.
I did a spinneroonie in the final. I was doing wrestling taunts all the way through, and like no one from the WWE or AEW or TNA reached out, and I was like, oh, come on, guys, there's a pro wrestler here getting all the way to the final. One of you guys. Even some of the big companies over here in England didn't really reach out, and it's like,
oh really?
That's one thing that frustrated me a little. But one thing about me, if you watch the show, I was smiling the whole way. I had the
Yes,
time
you
of my
were.
life.
Oh,
So
yeah.
at the end of the day, all I can do is have fun.
Yeah, but that's a great story.
Oh yeah, I think because I'm competitive, I'm always thinking, sometimes you get caught with, I wish this happened. I wish I should have, could have, would
Yeah.
have. But when I really think back to my time, especially on the TV show, 12-year-old me wouldn't have even believed some of the stuff I've done. So like sometimes you've got to stop and kind of smell the roses.
Yeah, you gotta stop and think about it.
Much fun. It was so much fun, and over 40,000 people applied to be on the TV show.
And you
So
made it.
to get from 40 plus thousand down to the last two, I've got to be happy with that.
Oh yeah, I would be happy with that.
I'm happy, but I want to finish my story still.
Doesn't everybody? Doesn't everybody?
Mm.
So you were a fan of wrestling since you were a kid. Who did you look up to as a kid in professional wrestling?
So when I was much, much younger, like the ones that stand out to me were Triple H, D'Lo Brown, and The Rock.
Okay.
For some reason, those were my guys. I'd love to know what matches it is that caught my attention. I think it was like D'Lo's moveset at the time excited me. The Rock, obviously, the promos and
of course.
And then as I got a little older, you start to like the bad guys. So like, I think me liking Triple H came in, and then obviously there was all the. I like everyone, like all the Ric Flair, Stone Cold. But then when I got a little bit older and I started to understand wrestling a bit more, I started to get into my Eddie Guerrero and Booker T.
Okay, nice.
Each phase as I've got older, I've like always had a favorite. But yeah, they're the ones that spring to mind. And if you look at my move set, you can probably tell quite easily who are my favorites.
yeah. You can't. Yes. But so how long do you see you go in this business of wrestling?
Do you know what? When I started around 20, how old was I? 24? 24 maybe? How old was I? I don't even know. Anyways, when I started, I remember thinking there was that magic number in my head when I reached the age of 30. I'll probably, if I've not made a name for myself, I'll pack it all in. Which is the irony that I said 30 and I got a tryout with the WWE when I was like 29. So I remember thinking, this is it. Like I set my stall out, like I wanted to make it, and I was like, I'm gonna make it. This is it. Nothing came of that tryout. I think I was only 5 years in the game, so like I barely knew anything. And I wasn't into fitness as much as I am now. I think after that tryout is when I like kicked it up a gear. And you see it all the time. Like some of the top guys, like they've had more than 4 tryouts and being told. You hear the stories of people like Samoa Joe being told like you'll never make anything in wrestling and stuff like that. So like it would have been quite easy to be discouraged and give up there, but I carried on. And then I'll be honest, like after a few years ago, I was like, right, it's time for me to start. Because again, I'd sacrificed my personal life, social life for pro wrestling. So
Mhm.
I'm there thinking maybe I need to slow down a bit, think about maybe starting a family or something. And then I got called up to the TV show, which just skyrocketed my attention on the pro wrestling scene over here.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's when I was like, oh, I need to give it a few more years. Like, so I think I've got a few more years of at least enjoying the thrill of being on Gladiators. Which, watch this space, I may be featuring again on a few Gladiator things coming up,
Oh, okay.
and then after that, I can kind of. I'm playing it year by year. I'm quite lucky, touch wood, that my body's still feeling good. I've got myself a personal trainer. I'm enjoying. I'm just enjoying everything at the minute. So
All
why
right.
not?
So I have a question. If you got the call tomorrow, and TNA or AEW or WWE all called to you, which company would you pick to go to?
Oh, I suppose a lot of it comes down to. I'm at that age now where probably a lot of it would come down to what are the contracts, what is the money, what's all that. But deep down, I'm a WWE guy. Like if they all called, like I was talking to someone the other day. In fact, you've reminded. I need to write down my goals again. I wrote down 5 goals when I was
Okay.
like 18 years old,
Okay.
and I've done them all. But the funny thing is, it's the way I wrote them. So I need to rewrite them. So I wrote step foot inside a WWE ring.
Okay.
So I've done that. But what I think 18-year-old me meant was to wrestle for WWE, not to step foot in a ring, because I stepped foot in a ring when I did a tryout. So I've done it, but I need to reword it. And another one was to headline Sheffield Arena, which I meant to headline Sheffield Arena as a pro wrestler.
All
But I've headlined my local arena with Gladiators, the TV show.
Okay.
So it's just funny how these 5 things that I wrote down, I've actually done them, but it's when I laugh when I looked at the list because I was like, that's not what I meant when I wrote it. But it's like I've manifested it. So I need to rewrite my list.
So yeah. So if you did get the call, who would you? Who would be your dream match?
Kofi Kingston.
Oh, really?
I've called him out on every podcast. Like,
You go for Kingston out.
yeah, like I'm an African-born wrestler wrestling over here. When I went part of, I think, do you know what? It was when Kofi Mania was kicking off.
Yeah.
I became the biggest. I'm always been a big wrestling fan, but I kind of zoned out and I became like the biggest wrestling fan ever again. I kind of forgot that I was a pro wrestler myself. It's like being a kid again. Absolutely loved it. And once that moment hit at WrestleMania, I was like, I want to wrestle Kofi Kingston. That's my new goal. I had it on all my bios, on all my social media. I want to wrestle. I was trying to proper manifest it, but I wouldn't say I've given up hope, but I was like, if me being on Gladiators didn't cause any attention, then maybe it's not going to happen. But I'm calling him out again, Kofi. If you want to triangle, I'm here, bro.
All right, so you're a big fan of Kofi.
Yeah, for some reason, I just want that match. I don't know why.
But
Maybe it's like I think I heard his story of him working at Staples an office job.
Yeah.
And I've got an office job over here, and it kind of just proper hit home.
But which Kofi Kingston would you like to wrestle? The babyface one or the heel? Right.
I would like to wrestle the babyface Kofi, but it would be even better because I've been a babyface for 99.9% of my career. So
Really, you've never been a heel.
I've been maybe a heel in training matches a couple of times, maybe once or twice. Only like once or twice. I've been like a bit of a tweener if like the person I'm going against is way like if they're the local hero or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I've like when everyone says heel, like I can only remember being a heel once in Wales, and that was like 10 years ago. That's the only time I remember being booked, and they booked me and said, "Can you be a heel?" Other than that, that's a lot of thing with British wrestling. Sometimes we go out there and it's not about being a babyface or a heel. Sometimes we just go out there and it's like, just go out there and put on a show, guys.
Okay. But what would you prefer, babyface or a heel?
I think because I'm naturally quite a smiler. Like I'm always happy, excited. It's quite easy for me to be a babyface.
Okay.
And because I've been on the TV show, which was more family orientated. So when I've gone to wrestling shows, a lot of the kids they might have watched me on TV. So it's like, oh, that's Wesley from Gladiators. So it's naturally gone that way. But with that being said, there is that little part in me that's like, I'm looking forward to the day where I'm called upon to switch because there is a dark side in there somewhere which might come out one day.
Oh yeah. But I gotta tell you something. You do look like somebody from the WWE.
I'll tell that as a compliment. Like
you look like Damian Priest.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
He's a bit taller than me, but yeah, I'll tell that as a massive compliment. That I feel me 10 years ago, I don't think I looked the part, but now I feel like you could slot me into it any big wrestling promotion, and I don't think I'd look out of place.
I would love to see you in the WWE.
As I say, I'm going for it. I think I'm trying to shake all the right trees and make the right noise, but I know it's a competitive game out there, but I'm trying, bro.
I'm sure you'll make it because you're a hard worker and you want it really bad.
Yeah, it's childhood dream status now, like the stuff I've been doing. So it's kind of like last chance saloon. I think the next 5 years, I think, is probably my last hoorah to try and attempt. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, we can look back.
Let's keep the fingers crossed. Well, I don't want to take more of your time. Last question. Do you have any advice for people that want to start going to wrestling school and try to get into the business?
Well, yeah, I've just started coaching over at Wrestle Kingdom in Shipley.
Okay.
So I think I've got a better handle on people coming into the business now. Number one, tell them to research the wrestling school they're going to. Is it a reputable trainer? Like, you can have a look on their socials or whatever. Who are they linked with? Are they respected by their peers? Like, make sure you're going in with someone who's not going to lead you astray. And then, if you really are serious about it, I would say get a personal trainer and take the gym and like wrestling homework outside of wrestling training really serious. Like anyone who's going to make it is someone who is putting in that extra hard work. Like, as an American football fan, like I've just been watching the Aaron Rodgers thing on Netflix. Like,
Really?
like you look at the ethic you need, I think, to be a pro wrestler is that of what you see the quarterback do. The amount of homework they do, their whole days revolves around football, the gym, recovery, homework. Like, I've seen people start at wrestling schools at the same time. In a year, one of them's already headlining shows around the country. Another person in a year has still maybe not got onto a trainee show. And that's just mainly what they've done out. You can come and train for that 2-3 hours once, twice a week, but it's what you do outside of there, which is the game changer.
Well, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you, and it was great. Is there anything that you want to plug?
Thanks for having me. Just check me out on social media, Wesley Nsereko. I'm on everything: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, blah blah blah. I'm trying to grow my presence, so to speak. So any support from over in North America would be much appreciated, because I'm probably want to come back out there next year. So if anyone wants to come and join the journey with me, I'm trying to launch my YouTube as well. So Wesley Nsereko there.
Okay.
I'm just trying to do more stuff, get online, because I think for the first 12 years of my wrestling career, I wasn't really taking social media seriously.
Okay, yeah.
And now, like, I'm just, yourself how much hard work it is, social media, like YouTube.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I've already got a full-time job, and I'm a PT, and I'm a pro wrestler. So,
like, how do you do it?
Social media is like having a fourth job, but I'm trying.
Man, how do you do it? You got all those things going on.
I think, like you said, I've just got a passion for pro wrestling. Otherwise I wouldn't do it. I'd just do what all my friends at university and college did. I'd have just gone somewhere and settled down, or I'd just be going to the pub on the weekend with them guys, going out partying, or instead I'm out in the gym training, or I'm at home watching wrestling. So
okay,
it plays off one day.
Well, thank you so much, and guys, go check his YouTube channel out. Give him a subscribe. If you like British wrestling, he has all kinds of matches on his channel. So go check it out.
Thank you.
But I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. And it's been fun. And I hope I can do it again sometime.
Yeah, we'll have to. Hopefully, if I make some progress over the next few months, we can have a catch up if I've achieved some more goals.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been fun.
Thank you.